Hi, and welcome to the Dive Shop's Gear Guru, where we're going to give you updates about different pieces of gear and why you may want to look into certain things versus others. Today, I've got my friend Luna here. She's going to help me in describing dive computers. Very specifically, we are going to talk about two of the Oceanic dive computers, the Veo 4.0 and the Pro Plus 4.0. Oh, Luna, she's a good girl. All right, so these are kind of what they're looking at. They're similar in a lot of ways, but they're very different. Starting out with the Veo 4.0, can be done in a couple of different forms. You can get a wrist mount just like this one. You can also get them set inside consoles. They aren't air integrated, but you can put them inside of a console that's with a compass and everything like that. Versus the Pro Plus is a computer that actually connects to your regulator set and is an air integrated dive computer. Excuse me. The Veo 4.0, if you dive with the Dive Shop on your certification dives, the Veo 4.0 is the computer you use. It is a very good computer to start out with. Like I said, it's available in multiple configurations. We use them at the cert dives. It also is it's especially useful in this watch mode. It has a free dive mode. So if you're into free diving, you can actually use this to track that as well. Versus air integrated computer, you may not be able to do that. So that's a consideration you may want to take into with getting this wrist mounted, the Veo, versus the Pro Plus. The Veo, like I said, it's a good entry-level computer. It averages right around about $350 or so, and with that, it's a good piece of equipment. It's one of the very first pieces of equipment that you really probably should consider getting, because even if you rent other gear, your computer is what you use to basically do your dive with. So if you have your own computer and you're able to understand and know that computer, that helps you dive a lot safer, as well as then you're not relying on computers that you maybe don't know have been taken care of very well. As you progress in your diving career, this makes for a good backup computer. That's what I use this one for. I use it as a backup to my Pro Plus after I decided that I was ready to upgrade and change out how my diving system worked. The Pro Plus is a very popular option. A lot of the staff here at the shop use it, as well as a lot of our customers and certified divers and everything. It has a couple of different configurations. Generally, most people have it with the quick disconnect hose like this one, so that way you can actually, when you're depressurized, disconnect it from your regulators, and then you can put it in a protective case or in your reg bag and set it to the side, so that way it's not dinging around inside of your case or nice and loose or taking up anything that way. You can actually disconnect it. It also comes without the quick disconnect, but that's personal preference. I like the quick disconnect. It also comes with an analog compass on it, so when it has your navigation and everything. So this takes care of everything. This is your console. You've got a compass, depth, pressure, everything that you could want from your console is in this dive computer. Another big benefit to the Pro Plus is that, it has a very large screen. So this large screen actually makes it to where you can easily you can easily see it. Like when mine's clipped off, it's clipped off like right here. I just have to look down and I'm able to see the screen. It's very easy to read. And if you need to show your buddy, it's easy to just hold out and say, hey, look, this is what I've got, in case, you can't portray something very well, which if you go over your communication beforehand shouldn't be as much of a deal, but makes it easy to read so people can see. Not that you really should be standing on it, but if your buddy just looks over, they can kind of do quick checks on you if your computer's up, things like that. So that's a good benefit with this one. And those are some of the differences. Air integrated versus not. This has a free dive mode. This does not. You don't take just the disconnected computer free diving. You will ruin it. But like I also said, they are they are similar in a lot of ways. They both have 2-button operation, so you can navigate through the menus on the screen with the 2 buttons, as well as they both have Bluetooth capability to then Bluetooth to your phone. You can download your dive data onto your phone with the DiverLog Plus app. Excuse me. With the DiverLog Plus app. And then you can also use the DiverLog Plus app to adjust your settings. So you don't have to go through and do the 2-button. You can just go through your phone on your settings, select what you want, then save. Bluetooth links to the computer and saves all of your settings. Both computers use the same algorithms. They have a dual algorithm, so they either use the DSAT or the Pelagic Z+, which is very similar to the Buellman algorithm that other computers use. And the reason they do that is so that way with your computer, you can match your buddy's computer more closely depending on what algorithm they are running. So if they have a different brand computer and they run a different algorithm, you can match it a little bit closer. So that way your dive times are going to be a lot more comparable versus if they have a very, very conservative algorithm and you have a very less conservative algorithm, your buddy's computer might go off before yours. And then your dive might change versus, and you may think, but if you're both on the same similar profiles, it helps a lot that way. Both computers are nitrox ready. You can, which doesn't really matter with the air integrated or the wrist. They both can calculate your dive based off of if your nitroxin percentage. They have water or manual activation, so these, if I had them ready to go for a dive and the screens aren't on, you jump in the water, they will turn on. That is a setting that you have available. They also both adjust for your altitude automatically. So depending on how high you are, so like here in Utah, every dive is an altitude dive, these computers automatically calculate that altitude, so that way you know where you're at. That way you're diving safely at the altitude that you're at with these computers. You can make conservative factor adjustments, so you can turn on the conservative factor to make your dive just a little bit safer if you're, maybe feeling a little bit off, or you want to, that's just how you mentally feel good with diving, is you can turn on that conservative factor. Both computers also will automatically go into a safety stop and will count down for you. So when you hit that, depending on you can adjust the depths a little bit, but you hit that 20 to 15 feet mark, it automatically jumps into it, starts counting it down, and counts your dive, or counts down your safety stop. And so that way you don't have to sit and wear a watch the whole time. You can just watch your computer, computerize your ascent, as we always say here at the shop that you learn in class. Automatically does it for you, so you don't have to think about it and time it yourself. They have a backlight. So both computers, when it's on, you can press the right button. If you're looking at it, the right button, during your dive, that will backlight the screen so you can read it if you have lower light or night visibility. Both have user changeable batteries as well as low battery indicators. It's recommended that if you do have them, if you need to change the battery out, that you bring it into the shop, so that way we can make sure that we get all the seals and everything back in properly. But if you're on the fly and you absolutely have to, you're on a trip and you can't really do it, have any other option, the batteries are user changeable, but make sure that you get the kit for it that has the new seal, otherwise you risk flooding your computer. But other than that, if you have any other questions about computers or any other gear, feel free to get in contact with the shop. You can ask on social medias, or you can call in, and we will get with you on any questions you have, and hope to see you with your new computer soon, and hope to see you out diving. Thanks.